We've got pitcher props for today. So we are going to go with Mackenzie Gore over 4.5 hits allowed against the Yankees. Gore's gone over 4.5 hits allowed in 5 of 7 road games. He's allowing an average of just over 5 hits per start in those spots. And on 4 days rest, Gore's averaging 5.5 hits allowed. 4 of the 5 lefty starters to face the Yankees since the All-Star break allowed 5 or more hits. So Mackenzie Gore over 4.5 hits is minus 140 today. Toronto's righty Chris Bassett under 5.5 Ks is in plus money. So Bassett's gone under 5.5 Ks in 2 of 3 starts facing low K rate lineups. Righties, 39 overs, 62 unders on their K prop, averaging just over 4 strikeouts a game when facing Minnesota. And 6 of the last 10 right-handers to start against the Twins went under 5.5 Ks. So we're going under 5.5 Ks in plus money for Toronto's Chris Bassett. It does scare me a little bit to fade him at home, but here we go. Arizona's righty Brandon Pfaadt under 17.5 outs is plus 100. Pfaadt's gone under 17.5 outs in 8 of 12 road games. He's averaging just under 16 outs per start. The Brewers, they allow starters to go an average of 15 outs per game. And plus, 75% of the last 20 right-handers to face Milwaukee went under their outs prop. So we're going under in plus money, plus 100 for Brandon Pfaadt tonight. San Francisco's righty Justin Verlander, under 4.5 Ks for him is at plus 110. It's the Cubs and the Giants, 9:45 p.m. Verlander's punched out under 4.5 batters in 3 of 4 starts against low K rate lineups. And the Cubs are a low K rate lineup. They average just over 4 strikeouts to start against righties, 40 overs, 57 unders on their K prop against the Cubs. 7 of the last 10 right-handed starters went under 4.5 Ks facing Chicago. So under 4.5 Ks and plus money has good value on Justin Verlander tonight. Sorry, just trying to make sure I don't miss anything in the NFL. Dodgers lefty Clayton Kershaw under 17.5 outs. Reds at Dodgers, 10:10 p.m. Eastern time. Kershaw's averaging 16 outs a start at home. On 4 days rest, Kershaw's gone under this in both his starts. The Dodgers bullpen's also rested. The Reds last starters to go about 15 outs a game. So I would be going with the under on outs for Kershaw, under on outs for Pfaadt today. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. Gonna ask Kelly her feeling on marriage today after the news. She doesn't care. We talked about it already. That's why she's my best friend. She's like, I literally don't care. I'm like, same. Ariel's nice to meet you at Billy's last season. Oh, nice to meet you too, John Pops. Great meeting you. Under outs have been catching for me a ton. I like both those plays. Thank you. Yeah, I will tell you the one I like the best at the end of the show. Let's get to some hitter props first. So there's an underrated hitter right now. Out in Arizona, Pivot Smith over a half a hit, run an RBI. The Diamondbacks are at the Brewers. Smith's averaging 1.5 hits, runs an RBI. He's going over in 7 of the last 10 road games against righties. And he's hitting 279 on the road, which is way better than his 224 batting average at home. So Smith, to go over his hits, runs, and RBI, it's very low at a half a hit, run, and RBI when he's averaging 1.5 on the season. Oh, wait. I thought I had one more. I had Ketel Marte. Where's Ketel Marte? Let me keep it in that game real quick. Let me find Ketel Marte. That's no. The hell? Did I delete Ketel Marte? Okay, hold on. Ketel Marte. I'm going to snapshot this real. I screwed up. Wow, I really screwed up the newsletter today, guys. That is not good. Not good at all. Terrible job by me. I need to leave my parents' house. It's distracting. Very distracting spot. Ketel Marte, 2.7 hits on the road against righties. I'm going to just get this graphic for you guys real quick so that I can put it in the chat. And I need to put it in the newsletter because I keep messing this up. Ketel Marte has been doing really well lately. And he's also been hitting well on the road. Update web. Gosh, it is not my day. Hopefully it gets better. Ketel Marte for Arizona. Again, D-backs at Brewers, 7:40 p.m. Eastern time. Hits over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. Marte's averaging just under 3 hits, runs, and RBI on the road against righties. That's up to 3.3 in the last 10 games in those situations. And on the road at night, Marte's gone over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI in 61% of games in 14 of the last 20. He's hitting .422 in his career in Milwaukee. So if you want someone good too, Ketel Marte, good hitter prop tonight. Francisco Lindor, he also has good numbers. He's at home tonight against the lefty. So Lindor is getting the Phillies, 7:10 p.m. Eastern time. He's averaging 3 hits, runs, and RBI at home against lefties this year. Lindor's gone over 1.5 in 8 of his last 10 in those spots. He's hitting 307 at Citi Field and hitting 337 in the month of August. And then for Colorado, another underrated player named Kyle Karros over his half a hit, run, and RBI. That game's 8-10 in Houston. Karros is averaging 2 hits, runs, and RBI through 8 road games against right-handers. It's why he's gone over a half a hit, run, and RBI in 6 of 8 games in those spots. Karros is hitting 333 on the road, 306 against right-handers, and he's only been up in the majors for like a few weeks. So he's somebody that I would take a look at tonight as well. I don't know what you guys are. Okay. How do you feel about the Mets tonight? Yankees, Mets, moneyline parlays plus 190. How do I feel about the Mets tonight? Let me look. I'm going to read to you guys too what MLB's breakdown of the game is. So MLB's breakdown of, I'll read you the breakdown of both. My breakdown is that I'm going to the U.S. Open tonight, and I can't wait to be stuck in all the traffic between the U.S. Open and the Mets. Only the Brewers have averaged more runs per game than the Mets in August. They're hitting 351 with runners in scoring position this month, second most behind Toronto. The Mets have won 5 of 7 against Philly. 2 more wins will secure the tiebreaker. The Mets have won 8 straight at Citi Field against the Phillies, including the 2024 postseason. They've only had 1 longer home streak against the Phillies, 10 straight in the 80s. Sean Manaea, his last 4 starts, 7.91 ERA. He's facing his former ace teammate, Jesus Luzardo. Luzardo shut down the Mets on June 22nd. He allowed just 3 hits over 6 2/3 scoreless innings. Luzardo's 4-1 with a .86 ERA over his last 5 starts against the Mets since 2023. Ooh, I'll tell you this. I don't trust Sean Manaea ever. So that's my thought on the Mets. I don't trust Sean Manaea. But the Phillies, let me look. Phillies against Phillies against lefties. Updated stats. This website is killing me. So the Phillies this year are hitting 11th in average against lefties and 10th overall in OPS. Mets are on a tear right now, though, offensively. Maybe we take an over. I would lean to the over. I don't trust Manaea. Phillies are top 10 against lefties, and we already saw Luzardo do well against the Mets, even though he has good history against the Mets. But I would probably lean to the over MLB runs per game. Let's see how much the Mets are scoring at home. At home this year, the Mets are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th in runs scored per game. So an over there for me. And then the Yankees game, I said I like Mackenzie Gore over 4.5 hits allowed. On the Yankee side, it's Schlittler who's pitching. Or no, Luis Hill, sorry. Luis Hill's pitching today. Since scoring 4 runs in 3 straight losses to the Red Sox, the Yankees have hammered 7 homers while scoring 17 runs in their last 2 games. Yankees are good against teams with losing records. They're 41-28 versus teams below 500, but 30-32 against teams that are 500 or better. Gore is 1-4 with a 7.88 ERA and 7 starts since the All-Star break. The Yankees lead the majors in OPS against left-handed pitching this season. Heel, some command issues, walking a lot of batters. I don't trust the Nats. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you would like to do a Yankees-Mets parlay, but I think I lean more to the over in the Mets-Phillies game And then, of course, the Yankees are minus 184, which is not of interest to me at all. But I would go Mackenzie Gore over on hits allowed, and I would go over potentially in the Mets-Phillies game. And then I also gave out the Francisco Lindor over hits, runs, and RBI prop. But yeah, I can't trust Sean Manaea. I just don't. Phillies got waxed yesterday. Okay, I had those hitter props. There was one WNBA prop that stood out to me tonight, and now I lost it. I think it was Alyssa Thomas. Let me double check. Oh. It was in the Suns-Sparks game. I mean, the Mercury. I keep doing that with Phoenix. The Mercury and Sparks game, Alyssa Thomas. Here, I'll share my screen. Share screen, props.cash. Okay. Props.cash. Let's talk a little WNBA tonight. So, Alyssa Thomas, I was looking at the Sparks, who are literally like the worst defense in the NBA, the WNBA, and they also allow a lot of assists. So, when looking at a team that allows a lot of assists and a lot of points, I'm looking at Alyssa Thomas, either points and assists or points. So, props.cash actually likes her points the most to hit at like a 2-point difference or PRA. So her points was at 14.5 over minus 130. The Mercury are on the road, I'm pretty sure, against the Sparks, right? Yeah, they're on the road. So looking on the road for Phoenix, she's only hit this in 50% of games, but she's averaging Alyssa Thomas 16.3 points a game on the road. In the head-to-head, she just went over on May 21st, which scares me a little bit for points. PRA, oof. Look, points is better than PRA. Oh, wait, I need a way, though. Oh, that's annoying. She's the only player that really stood out to me today because of points and assists. Yeah, but other than that, I didn't really love much. Like, the things I know, the Fever are really bad at rebounding. And I was looking at some rebound props, but nothing really stood out on props.cash for but I would go look at some Storm rebounders. So like Meg Begor, I say Seattle on the road. She goes under a lot. That's not good. Gabby Williams on the road. She does a bit better for rebounding. One day rest. Not great. So like nothing really stood out on props.cash. It was very sad. But I will say the one thing that stood out is by looking at Alyssa Thomas in that game for her assists, when you look down at like players and forwards in the last 20 or 10 games, and I think it was points and assists. Yeah, 75% of the last 10 forwards to face the Sparks went over their points and assist prop. So that kind of stood out for me when looking at Alyssa Thomas to go over her points and assist prop, because 75% of the last 10 forwards went over against them. Jeffrey Buffum says Natasha Howard under rebounds. Seattle is big. Indiana playing small right now with all their injuries. Correct. And they can't rebound. Like Indiana sucks at rebounding. So any kind of rebounding that you could get on the Seattle side or unders on the Indiana side is good for me. And anything when it comes to fading the Sparks defense. Sparks defense is terrible. And they're really bad against like guards and assists. So look out for that. Anyway, I told you it's a mini pod today. So last segment, as always, our Royal Love. Royal Lock of the day, Brandon Pfaadt under 17.5 outs. Mid-major Matt and I both agree on this. Plus 100, great value. Pfaadt's gone under 17.5 outs in 8 of 12 road games, averaging just under 16 outs per start. The Brew Crew allows starters to go an average of 15 outs per game. 75% of the last 20 righties to face Milwaukee went under their outs prop. So we're going under Brandon Pfaadt, under outs, plus 100.